Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sisters, brothers, and friends. Today we are talking about commentary of verses 71 to 79 of Surah al-Baqarah. Verses 71. Allah Almighty says, Moses answered, Lo, he says, she is a cow, anointed to plough the earth or the water the tillag, on the one that has been kept secure with no blemish on her. Thereupon they cried out, Now you have come forth with the information that will direct us aright. And they slaughtered her through the secretly seemed to do so. Verses number 72, Allah Almighty said, And recall when you killed a man and then began to remonstrate and cast the blame of killing upon another, even though Allah was determined to bring to light what you were hiding. Number 73, Allah Almighty said, Then we ordered Smith to crops with a part of it. Those does Allah bring to death to life, and those does He show His signs that you might understand. At least one thing becomes clear from this statement, that the slain persons was restored the life and last long enough to indicate his essence, but the actual words in which the order submit the corpse with a part of it is caused tend to create a measure of ambiguity. Nevertheless, the meanings inferred by the early Quranic commentator that the order was to submit the slain man's body with some part of the slaughtered cow seems to me places two birds were thus killed with one stone. First, they were made to be held a sign of God power, and second, this nation that the cow possessed any wholeness, essentiality was shattered for it the of objects of their worship. The cow had any spiritual cover. Some calamity should have visited them as a consequence of slaughtering it, but no calamity took place. On the contrary, killing the cow seemed to be beneficial in so far as striking a dead man with a part of brought him back to life. Allah Almighty said in verses 74, Then even after observing this, your hearts hardened and become like stones, or even harder, for surely there are some stones for which streams burst forth, and some that spilled azumudar and water issues out, and some that crashed down for fear of Allah. Allah is not heedless of the things you do. Same Allah Almighty said in 75, Do you hope that these people will believe in the message you are preaching? Even though a party of them has been warned to listen the word of Allah, and after they had fully grasped it, not only destroyed it. This is addressed to the converts of Medina, who had then lately embraced the faith of the Arabian prophet. These people had some vague notion about prophethood, heavenly such angels, the afterlife, divine law, and so on. And for this they were indebted to their Jewish neighbors. It was from these same Jewish neighbors that they had heard that another prophet was about to appear, and that his followers would prevail over the rest of the world. It was partly because of this background that when the people of Medina heard about the Prophet, they readily turned towards him and embraced Islam in large numbers. They naturally expected that those who already followed Prophet and divine scripture and who by introducing them to these ideas had contributed to their embracing the true faith, would not only join the ranks of true believers, but would even be amongst their vanguard. As a result of this expression, the enthusiastic Muslims converts approved their Jewish friends and neighbors and invited them to embrace Islam. When the Jews flatly declined to do so, this negative reply was exploited by the Epicurus and other enemies of Islam as an argument for creating doubts about the truth of Islam. Allah Almighty said in 76 verses, "And when they meet those who believe in Muhammad, they say, we too believe in him. But in their intimate meetings, they say to one another, how foolish! Why should you intimate to them what Allah has revealed to you? For they will use it as argument against you before your Lord." When the Jews talked among themselves, they asked their co-religious to disclose to the Muslim neither the prophets about the Prophet, nor those verses of the scripture on the base of which they could be reproved for their evil conduct. They thought that the Muslims would make use to sacrificial argument against them before God, and would those have them pronounced guilty. These were the depths that with Jewish religious declares and sunk they were convinced that they could succeed in concealing their guilt in the world. They would be saved from censure in the next. For this reason they were asked if they considered God to be unaware of their deeds, either apart or hidden. Allah Almighty said in verses 77, "Are they unaware that Allah knows all that they hide and all that they disclose?" Allahlfظ. Goodbye.